Red snapper is the undisputed champion of the Panhandle. Everybody wants to come here and catch a American red snapper. Well, there's a lot of ways you can catch them. You don't just have to send a giant weight to the bottom. You can catch them on a fly rod, you can catch them on light tackle, you can even catch them in the bay. So today we're going to show you a new approach to red snapper, snapper 3 ways.
Yeah! Yes!
North Florida, Panama City Beach, one of the most popular game fish this time of the year is undoubtedly the red snapper. And for a variety of reasons. Number one, they're beautiful, they fight hard, they taste delicious, and you can catch them in a wide variety of ways on various live baits, dead baits, artificials. You know, you can chum them up and catch them on flies. So it's just a really diverse fish. They're lots of fun to catch, and like I said, you know, people just really love to eat them. So that's you know, that's just some of the few reasons why so many different people come to Panama City to catch them.
So it's a beautiful day here in the Panhandle, but unfortunately it's a little bit rough in the Gulf, but we just had to get out here and fish. So when I'm looking for an interesting bite, the one person I always think to call is Captain Nate. Captain Nate and I have been fishing together for 11 years. He absolutely has the bay dialed down, and he called me last night and said, man, I'm on a real interesting bite. Wouldn't really tell me much about it. So he told me to come pick him up here at a place called Pier 98 up in East Bay. So we're about to pick him up now and see what he has in store for us.
We are going to, you know, snapper season is just about to start here in a few days. So we are going to do some inshore bottom fishing, and we are going to pick around, you know, Hurricane Michael was several years ago. So having that happen, we had a whole pile of new debris that ended up in the bay. And over the years, you know, drifting over different sections of the bay and fishing, you know, we found a lot of different things that, you know, we don't always have time to just stop and check them out right then. So we just compile a list of it. And some days, like, you know, today we're going to go around and we're just going to kind of pick apart some of these different pieces of bottom and kind of see what they have on them.
And what people need to realize is, you just said snapper season's opening. We're not in the Gulf.
No,
we are in the bay.
That's right. We're going to be in the bay. We're going to be targeting areas that are going to be sub 30 foot of water. So probably the deepest we'll see all day will be right at about 30, 31 feet.
And we're out of the wind. It's nice
out of the
and
wind.
calm.
It's beautiful. So first step for today is we're going to chum up some, you know, it's early in the year. We don't really have pilchard jit or really menhaden, but what we do have is some really big glass minnows. And these glass minnows are going to be a great bait. We're going to go ahead and just mix up some chum real quick to get them all kind of schooled up. As you can see, we've got a bunch of them in the background, kind of scattered here and there. And you know, the old tried and true bait chum is pretty much just instant potato flakes and canned mackerel. And all you kind of do is just throw it in together. Then you want to just kind of mix it up until, I like it to kind of have a consistency to where you can just kind of make it into a little ball like that. And then all you want to do is
meal for a champion.
That's right.
You know, a lot of fishermen always talk about matching the hatch, and you know, this time of year we don't have a lot of live bait. So anglers are forced to use frozen bait or live shrimp. But you know, Nathan focusing on glass minnows, we were matching the hatch. That's what these fish are feeding on this time of year. So there's no reason not to use those as your primary bait. They're a little more trouble in the net, but they're worth it if you can get them in your live well. Got such lightweight, I gotta feed the line out.
That's right. Which, you know, in a lot of ways, that's how we catch them out in the Gulf too. The better fish. It seems to me like, you know, that kind of slower,
natural
fall
drop.
down to the bottom is kind of, you know, part of what gets all the attention. There's people, I'm sure, a lot of times that'll come and just drop a big heavy lead, just pin right to the bottom, and
There we go. Whoa, 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 whoa. That thing took off. I had the bail open. There we go, Nathan. That's
good
that
fish, huh?
there.
Oh yeah, man, they're coming up out of the woodwork too. There
But
you-
everything feels real good on these little rods too.
Oh yeah, man, it's
Nice.
I mean, this is also,
Woo!
you know, what a great trip to bring kids
Oh,
on,
man.
or, you know, super, super simple.
Look at that pretty fish. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that snapper right there.
No, I mean, you know, that'll make it. That's a legal fish.
That's a legal fish.
And there we've been here, what, 15 minutes?
Man, these fish have a good life sitting up in the bay.
Nobody knows about them. They're
Nope.
just, you know, they're just out here. Wow, it is lit down there. Come on, baby. Begging.
Oh, fish on. There we go, Nathan. Smaller one, but man. I mean, it's a beautiful little fish. And you're right, it shows how healthy this system is. These aren't just fish that got blown in.
No, that's right. These fish are living here.
These are fish that are living here, breeding here.
And think about this. This is all like, you know, this little piece right here is just something, like I said, that I found, you know, after Hurricane Michael, and it's one of the places, you know, in the traversing back and forth from other spots that, you know, we marked some fish,
Yep.
jotted down, and here we are, you know, just caked up with snappers.
Healthy, and get him back. All right. I mean, I almost feel bad it's so easy in here.
In the Gulf, a lot of red snapper, they will tend to be on different types of bottoms. Sometimes I find them on live bottom, which typically on your machine is not going to read like very much. You'll just see, you know, you'll see some differences in hardness in the bottom that'll indicate you go from sand to, you know, limestone or reef or whatever. But in the bay, it's a little bit different. We don't have a lot of natural reef in the bay. What we do have is a lot of artificial stuff. Hurricane Michael several years ago sunk a pile of boats in the bay. And one type of structure that I do really like to target red snapper on is, you know, sunken boats, big stuff with high relief, relatively high relief for the bay. I don't like fishing stuff that's flat, even if it's hard. I want something that kind of comes up off the bottom at least 6 or 7 feet and gives snapper a good amount of room to kind of swim around. So those types of readings were the ones that we were targeting today. I'd had a couple of numbers that I'd found recently that I hadn't had a chance to really stop and look at. So, you know, in the spirit of getting ready for snapper season, we just wanted to go around and start dropping a couple baits on some random spots and see which ones we're stroking today.
There you go. Got him. Oh, someone's calling.
Another little short guy. But But cool nonetheless. One thing about these, if you see that little blade right there, these red snappers, a lot of different types of snappers have this gill plate right there, and if you're not careful and you don't have your fish monkey gloves on, you're gonna end up bleeding kind of like I am right there from them. But anyway, cool fish. We're gonna let that one go back in the water and grow up.
The fact that we went out and we could, you know, could cast to shore basically, and we're catching keeper snapper was amazing. And like I said earlier, you know, Nathan knows this bay. It's his backyard. It's actually his front yard and his backyard. This is where he basically lives. So the fact that he was able to find this spot and show me these fish really shouldn't surprise me, because every time I go out with Nathan, I learn something different about the bay, and I have a great time.
There you go. That's another nice legal fish there.
Yeah, buddy.
Look at just the super beautiful colors on this fish. He's already, a lot of times these fish inshore, you'll actually see a real faint kind of black spot on them right here on both sides. That once they start getting to where they're kind of more an adult age and getting ready to move out of the bays, you know, they'll lose that spot, which his is already gone. So we've had him out long enough, we're going. Bay snapper fishing is, you know, for red snapper in particular, is one of those things that even though it's kind of, it's something that I do on a semi-regular basis, it's not something that's really, you know, thought a lot about or something that people are very familiar with. But something that is very familiar when it comes to snapper fishing is fishing for them out in the Gulf. So I'm gonna throw it over to Captain Jamie and Captain Ed, and they're gonna show you a couple of different techniques out in the Gulf of Mexico to catch red snapper.
Look at the size of him. Holy. Oh, you got a stud. Oh my God. Oh yeah. Another stud. Here you go. Another stud, man. What we're trying to do on this side of the boat, Ed's fishing that jig, is we're just cutting this bait up into small chunks and just chunking. And a lot of times, especially when the water's this clear and there's not a lot of pressure on these fish, we can get these snapper to come 75 feet off the bottom and actually sight cast them and pick the fish you want to catch. So it doesn't always work, but when it does, it's worth it. So while Ed's over there putting the hammer to him, I'm just going to be over here working. You know, it kind of works out like that a lot.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Perfect.
People have a tendency of putting too much bait in, or there's a fish right there. There's a good one. Snapper. Ed, get the line with the. So when they hit, when you can get them to do this, and they hit this, it's fire.
This is what you were telling me about.
Again, with this presentation, just it has to drift like the other chum baits did.
There he is. He's looking.
Or they won't touch it. So you got to get ample line out there. You don't want to close your bail.
I think he ate it.
There we go.
Off to the races.
That was cool.
That was killer. That was just like you said.
Now this rod handles nice. I was a little skeptical how light they were, but man, this thing can take it.
They're awesome.
So it's not snapper season, so all these fish are obviously we're gonna be catching and releasing today. But man, there's another, look at the size of that. Oh my God. Get that other rod right here. Quick. What? That's a big snapper down there. Look at the size of him. Holy. There's a giant down there, boys. That's a good fish, buddy. Look at it. Hey, look at the size of this one. Come on, quick, get out there. Beautiful snapper, American red. Just kind of get the knot out. There you go. There you go. All right, Ed, while you're, just keep letting it drift.
Need a hand with that fish?
Whew. No, well,
Oh,
you know, look at the size of that one. Oh my God, oh yeah. Doubled up.
God.
Doubled up. Oh my God. Now that is a beautiful fish right there, huh?
Wow.
Look at that fish.
He was not playing.
No.
Oh, he gone.
Oh, he gone. Well, I can tell you most times, the success rate is the hit is the fun part. You get broken off all the time.
That was fun.
Well, you know, this is people think of the Gulf Coast, Florida, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, you know, red snapper is kind of the mascot fish. You know, this is what people travel here for. It's beautiful. Done a good job of conservation on them.
Nice work.
Beautiful fish. Now during snapper season, we wouldn't be doing this. But we're gonna let this guy go. Come on, buddy, there he goes.
Good job.
How's that, huh?
That was awesome, thank you.
That was fun. You know, there's times when I'm fishing with clients and they have trouble with line management that I'll actually peel a bunch of line off into a bucket with water, and then I'll start spooling it out of the tip of their rod.
There's somebody looking.
Yeah, he's looking. Get ready. Oh, you're on, boy.
There he is.
All right, I'll give you some space. Woo. Pretty good, huh, Ed?
Pretty good.
Wow, you got him quick, Ed.
Yeah.
You know what? Make it easy.
There you go. That works too.
Hold that. Oh, here you go, buddy. Beautiful fish.
Wow. Dang.
Danco pliers.
That was fun.
Yeah, good. Look at that. Beautiful fish, huh?
Yeah, so fun to watch him eat it. So visual.
So the traditional way to catch a snapper is go to a reef or an artificial structure, put a big weight, a hook, a live or dead bait, send it down to the bottom and wait. But since the invention of spot lock trolling motors and better electronics, better rods and reels, lighter tackle, we're able to have a lot more fun while catching snappers. If you want a real challenge, trade your light tackle for a fly rod. Here we go. Look at the size of that snapper, Ed. Right underneath the boat.
Hang on, I gotta get.
There you go. Good cat. Look at the size of that. Oh, dude, he's a big one.
Pull that off, will you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Keep pulling.
Yep. Look at that snapper behind the boat.
Okay.
Oh my! Look at the size of that one. All right, just get that. They're all over here. Just kind of let that go back with. Coming for you. Oh, he's on. He's on.
Yeah, he is.
He's on.
There he is.
Trigger on the fly.
Well, that's the first. There he goes.
Nice job, Ed. You just take your time. Tell me what you need me to do to help.
He's right
you.
here.
Here we go. We got this Danco net. Whew. Beautiful. Hey, now you can add triggerfish.
Wow.
And watch his teeth on him.
That was awesome.
That's a good warm-up fish.
Yeah. Well, I'll be honest with you, I really didn't see that happening when we left the dock this morning. That's cool.
That's one of the cool things about coming out here on these reefs. You just don't know what you're gonna see. We were successful attracting a triggerfish, but we had to make a decision. Okay, let's stop fishing. Let's chum really hard. Let's get through these triggerfish to entice the snapper to come to the top.
Come on, baby.
Come on. Man, it's moving away from it. Strip it a little bit. See, they're right there.
Yeah, they're right in the middle of it. Come on.
Oh, he's got it. He had it. You can't wait. Strip.
Got him. He's going down.
All right. Oh my Lord, it's been. Tell me that's a snapper. You
I don't
see
know.
him?
There was a bunch of triggers in there too, but I did see the snapper.
No, man, come on.
Oh,
Take your time,
feels
take
a
your
little
time. Whew. I mean, we've seen what, how many? 100 red snappers today? Look at that fly.
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Now there's no sharks.
Don't even say that.
Don't even say it. All right, buddy. You saw him though, huh?
Yeah, I saw a bunch of snapper.
Oh, there you
I see red. Yeah, baby.
Nice.
Get him, get him, get him.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, yes.
May not be a giant.
It wasn't like it was all bad because that was a bunch of fun catching those
Oh,
triggerfish.
fun. But we have seen 100 of these come up today. And look at that fly. Change flies. Lost one to a shark.
Yeah, changed flies a few times, tried a bunch of different stuff.
But you
A
know
little bit
what?
harder than I thought. I mean, I've never done it before, so.
At the end of the day, you did it. Here, why don't you take him out? I have people travel here from all over the country to catch these fish. Catch hundreds a summer.
Yeah,
This is the first one I've ever got on a fly on this
Really?
boat. So
awesome. Thank you.
thanks for bearing with me. I know
Thank
it took
you
us
for
a little
being
while.
patient. That wasn't as easy as I thought. But
That's
that was
awesome.
So
Hey, hard work pays off, man.
yeah.
Honestly, there's a lot easier ways to catch red snapper than staying on the cooler in 3-foot seas with a fly rod. But I don't know if there's too many more fun ways to catch it than that, because that's an experience I'll never forget, and I know Captain Jamie won't either.